Algorithms control every part of our lives in 2025. As an artist, a producer, and someone deeply connected to the world of technology and psychedelia, I've always been fascinated by how rapidly our world is evolving. The digital revolution has been a constant theme in my life and my music, from the tools I use in music production to the ever-advancing landscape of artificial intelligence, or AI. In 2025, it's undeniable. Algorithms control almost every part of our lives. I'm not surprised by these developments though. If you'd asked me years ago, I would have said we were already heading this way, into a world where human choices are increasingly shaped by machine learning, data-driven algorithms, and AI-powered systems. It's the next logical step in the ongoing dance between humanity and the machines we've built, a concept deeply embedded in transhumanism. Algorithms and the digital landscape in 2025. Algorithms are no longer something we merely interact with. They have become the undercurrent of modern existence. From social media feeds curating our emotional responses to the music we listen to, every experience is being influenced by algorithms in ways we may not even notice. My music, for instance, is impacted by recommendation engines, Spotify, YouTube, Apple Music, shaping what tracks get exposure based on complex data models. Whether it's through algorithmic playlists or curated experiences, every click and stream is being tracked and analyzed, turning us into data points for further optimization. On the surface, this feels almost too futuristic, like something ripped out of a dystopian novel. But as an artist who has seen firsthand the power of digital spaces, I understand how algorithms work to bring opportunities. They can push my music to new listeners in distant corners of the world, allowing for an international reach that would have been impossible a decade ago. Yet at the same time, they also create a system where creativity is often measured by its algorithmic appeal, whether it fits into a predetermined model of what's popular or trending. The algorithmic influence on culture and identity, as much as I embrace these advancements, I also recognize the consequences of living in an algorithm-driven world. The algorithmic influence on culture and identity. As much as I embrace these advancements, I also recognize the consequences of living in an algorithm-driven world. Algorithms shape not just our entertainment choices, but our identities. The way we interact with technology is becoming less about human agency and more about AI learning our behaviors, desires, and fears. A postmodern condition, perhaps, where we are all both creators and creations as we blend into a world of simulated preferences. Social media platforms are the most obvious examples of this phenomenon. By 2025, algorithms control how we engage with our world. They determine which news we see, the friends we interact with, and even the products we buy. They build our digital identities, sometimes more precisely than we can ourselves. On platforms like Instagram and TikTok, the content we post is often created with an algorithmic framework in mind. The fear of being overlooked, of not reaching enough people, has turned many creators into self-replicating systems that cater to the whims of engagement and metrics. What happens when creativity is no longer purely driven by inspiration, but the algorithmic possibilities of virality? This dynamic also impacts music. As an artist, I've seen how platforms' algorithms have transformed not just how we consume music, but also how we make it. Everything from production techniques to distribution methods has been influenced by these algorithmic systems. The push toward more engaging hooks, the emphasis on shorter track lengths, and the focus on catchy, easily digestible melodies will reflect the needs of algorithms that prioritize listener retention. The rise of transhumanism. If there's one thing that's been on my radar, it's the growing convergence between human life and AI. As someone who follows transhumanism closely, I've often wondered where the line between humanity and technology will blur. And it's happening faster than I could have ever imagined. Algorithms don't just influence our habits anymore, they're becoming integrated into the very essence of who we are. Take wearable technology, for example. Smartwatches and fitness trackers are nothing new, but in 2025 they've evolved into even more immersive tools. AI-powered health monitoring algorithms now manage our daily routines, predicting and influencing everything from what we eat to how we sleep. These technologies are paving the way for a future where humans and machines are intertwined, guided by an ever-present digital network of interconnected data points. I often reflect on the potential for these algorithms to not only enhance human performance, but to change what it means to be human. With the rise of AI-powered music production tools, I find myself imagining a future where music is created in collaboration with AI, where algorithms not only shape the sound, but influence the emotions that music evokes. The symbiosis between human creativity and AI could open up an entirely new frontier for artistic expression, or it could destroy it forever. The ethics of living in an algorithmic world, of course. With all these advancements come questions about ethics, autonomy, and the very nature of free will. In a world where algorithms dictate so much of our experience, from the ads we see to the way we interact with each other, it's easy to ask, do we truly have control over our lives? For a long time, we've been told that technology is a tool, something we control. But in 2025, it's clear that the tools are shaping us just as much as we shape them. From manipulating our choices to influencing our emotions, algorithms have become a powerful force in shaping society's narrative. This doesn't have to be a negative thing, though. I see the potential for technology to enhance humanity. What if, instead of merely reacting to algorithms, we learn to co-create with them? What if, instead of fighting against the digital system, we could use it to amplify our potential as creators, thinkers, and innovators? We're not just consumers of technology anymore, we're deeply integrated into it. In 2025, algorithms have become the invisible hand guiding our daily lives. But this doesn't have to be something to fear. I see the potential for these technologies to elevate humanity to new heights of creativity, connection, and consciousness. Or also the opposite, of course. Everything is possible, everything is on the books, everything can be. We're living in an age where algorithms not only predict our actions, they shape our future. It's up to us to decide how we use these powerful tools and whether we'll allow them to enhance or diminish our collective human experience. The key, I believe, lies in embracing these changes, coexisting with our creations, and navigating the fine line between control and freedom. The future is here, and it's algorithmically enhanced.